Hi, I'm Matt Burns. Today is May 13th, 2025. Tomorrow's my 26th birthday, and today is my grandma's 88th birthday, I think. So one of the first things I did today was message her happy birthday. It's also one of my friends that I met 4 or 5 years back's birthday today. I remember it because it's also my grandma's birthday. So I texted them pretty early today. But I was trying to figure out what to write about today, and quite frankly, I didn't really have much that I thought about writing about. So I wrote down, I'm having difficulty figuring out what to talk about. It's my birthday tomorrow. And then I put a bullet point about things going on in my day. And as I started writing these things, I started figuring out more things to talk about. I woke up at a good time. I had planned on waking up at 7. I woke up at 7:05. That's way better than I did yesterday, and I got to work way earlier than I did yesterday. In my daytime job, I can basically get there, luckily, for the most part, whenever I want, as long as it's before 9 a.m. And there's not a lot of stuff for me to do, so as long as I get stuff out of the way, I'm good. I worked hard on the things that I did have. I got it done in good time, but I did spend more time than I had initially expected on those things. I followed my schedule and I made adjustments based on the time that I did have and the time that I gained from doing certain things really, really quickly. I wrote down yesterday it went well. I got a lot done. I followed my schedule really well yesterday. I got one of my days of the 3 out of the gym this week, so I won't go tonight, I won't go tomorrow, I will go on Thursday in 2 days. So yeah, that went well. I spent a lot of time cleaning at home. Mostly it was dishes because we had a ton of dishes, but I did like an hour of dishes, did some laundry, and yeah, that's about it for that. But I did well, considering that I got home at like 8:30 from the gym, and I spent like an hour and a half more cleaning, and then ate dinner and went to bed, basically. I have here in red, this is like a negative thought that I've realized has been in my brain. I've been somewhat bothered by the thoughts of others. I had gotten a phone call yesterday where I was discussing some like business matters with people, and I don't want to go too much into it because I talked about it somewhat yesterday. And I also just don't want to get myself like in a rut or whatever, because I tend to talk myself into like negativity sometimes. But I put down, that's a little better. I put down that I was somewhat bothered by the thoughts of others and disrespect that I felt like I got, because sometimes, people are afraid of confrontation or accepting difficulties in confrontation, or some people are unhappy to admit that they're unhappy with you. I remember I had a roommate years ago who would always talk crap to our other roommate about me, and the other roommate was my best friend. So my best friend would tell me, hey, this guy's talking crap about you, and about like, you're leaving stuff in the living room or the kitchen or whatever, and he's annoyed by it. And so I would ask the guy, I'd be like, hey man, I've heard like, you're bothered by me leaving stuff around the apartment or the house, and sorry about that. Yeah, I sometimes I leave stuff around, so I'll be sure to get better at that. And I was like, if you ever have any issues, you can just let me know. I'll like gladly try to fix it or like talk to you about it and stuff. And he was like, oh no, I didn't have any issues. I don't have any issues with you. And then this thing would keep happening over and over again. And I confronted him again. I'm like, I don't understand. This is after like 4 or 5 times, honestly, of this happening. And I confronted him and I was like, I do not understand. Like, you seem to be my good friend when I talk to you. And then I tell you very kindly that like I can fix something if you feel like I'm not like being respectful about something or being courteous or whatever. Just tell me. And you just won't tell me, and you won't own up to anything, but you'll talk shit to like, my buddy about it. So I know you're doing it, and he's not lying to me. And he just kept saying no. And so finally I was just getting mad at him. And he, when I started getting mad, he started blaming it on my medication that I started taking. I just remember that was so obnoxious, because this dude, like, if it weren't for him not admitting to, the reality of situations, I would really like the guy. Like, I liked him a lot. But his inability to tell the truth and be honest with me about things that might have been like, I could understand him being somewhat difficult to address, like if the person wasn't open to something, but like I was the one coming to him, letting him know, like, if you have any issues, please let me know, and I'm sorry about the things that I already have caused. Anyways, I'm going on and on about it. He ended up moving out of our house, but he had promised to live there the next year, so he needed to find a roommate to replace him, because that's what we all decided. If we move out of the house, we're going to find somebody to pay the bills, and we'll pay the bills in the meantime until that person comes in. And well, the thing is, he never told me that he was moving out, and I was like the liaison of the house. And until the day before, a guy showed up. Even then, I didn't know. This guy showed up the one random day, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm taking Costin's spot." And I knew that. He's taking my roommate's spot, and he knew, or I knew that this guy was moving out of the house. He just never told me. He told all the other roommates and kept it from me. But the thing was, everybody was no longer living in the house because of COVID. This is in the midst of a lot of stuff. This is like a college house. It's all a big mess. Anyways, to say that this guy, he just could not own up to anything. And sometimes, I can get upset at these things, but I need to just let him go, because this is a similar thing with what happened with the phone call I was on yesterday and some things related to it. It's like, I did all I could. I can be upset, and I am a little upset, but I need to just let it go. So after 3 minutes of talking about that, other things that I haven't read for negative feelings, I had self-adequacy with my home life. Just like worrying about my self-adequacy, and like, I wasn't the most independent kid growing up, and like my mom, she worked hard all her life. She has worked hard all her life, and like, she didn't want me to have to do the things she had to do, at a young age. But that means a lot of times I didn't gain the skills of like cooking or cleaning the dishes on time. I'm good at cleaning the dishes now, but like cooking and like especially cleaning and stuff like that, it just wasn't baked into my life very well. And so when I lived on my own, I was probably like a little behind in those regards, as most young 20s guys are. But now I have a serious girlfriend. We've been together 2 years, and I want to make sure like I'm providing a good home life for her and helping be part of our team in the right ways. So sometimes I get a little maybe down on myself about like, am I doing the right things? Am I working hard enough to have the home life I want to have and provide the things I want to provide? But like I said yesterday, I got home at 8:30 from the whole day, and like I was gone from like 8:15. So 8:15 in the morning, got home from the gym and everything around 8:30, and like I was cleaning till 10, so like an hour and a half, and then we had dinner and spent a little time together and went to bed. And it's like, on a day like that, I really can't expect much more from myself. Like, I could get faster at things, but like, I did all I could yesterday, so I need to let go of that. In green, I have some good things. I wrote down that I'm feeling good, that I can reflect on these things and recognize them. I don't know that I've always been able to do that very well, so I think that's a plus. I have in blue here, it says not enough time in the day, and then I have written down the desires of my daily life. These are all things that I'd like to partake in every single day of my life, at least weekday, because the weekends are a little, I have learning Korean. I've been doing well at that. Playing the guitar and doing more with music. I'm a music teacher, but I need to fulfill myself musically, and keep spending time on that. I injured my finger a couple weeks back, and it was my first day back playing guitar today. I played 15 minutes today, so that's a good start. Lessons, my own lessons that I give to kids and stuff. For one, I'd like to build out more lessons so I can be more financially stable, so that way I can be more emotionally stable, so that way I can be more emotionally available for my students and myself and the people around me. Next, I have my daytime work. Right now, super easy. I work at a place. I make not much money, but there's not much work, so I can do things like this. And I need to keep using my time productively doing things like this. But I also need to figure out long term. I'm only going to have this job maybe another year and a half. It's I'm not going to shame myself. It's a family job. My mom does not own the place, but She worked really, really hard all her life, and her newest boss has rewarded her for that, and that one of the rewards was giving me a job that he knew I wouldn't be doing a whole lot in. So I'm very thankful to him. I'm very thankful to my mom, and I know I have it easy, and I need to use this time well. But it doesn't make much money, so I have to figure out other ways to make real money to live. I need to make sure that I'm focusing on my physical and mental health. So like one thing that I'll do during the day is I'll play some Beat Saber in my free time. I'll play about a half-hour chunk. That's enough to get me moving and keep cardio going sometime during the day. I like to stretch out a lot and make sure I'm not sitting down all day too. And I'll walk a lot. Physical health, mental health. I've been writing a ton of these journals like every single day of the week, and I've been posting these videos, so that's been helping. My relationship at home, I want to make sure that I'm always focusing on that, because I believe that love is the most important thing in the world, and I want to make sure that I'm providing my best for somebody who's providing me their best, and I need to be the best I can be to somebody. Home stability and financial stability. I need to make sure that I'm actually the home is a place I want to be. The home is a place that my girlfriend wants to be, and that I'm not falling behind on cleaning things. I'm not getting lazy with not cooking or not providing things at home, because my girlfriend works all day, and she wants to have a life of her own. So if I'm gonna be having all this free time at work and doing things on my own life, I want to provide her the same opportunities at home, because she doesn't have that kind of life. She doesn't have that kind of work life. And then financial stability, I want to be able to support a wife and kids when I get older, and the only way I'm going to do that is if I'm responsible now, and if I do things to improve my financial status now. I turn 26 tomorrow. If I want to have kids 30, that's young for me, but my parents are old, and I want my parents to see my kids, and if I want that to be a financial reality without going into debt or limiting our options of can the kid have instruments, can the kid play sports, can they do whatever they want to do, I'm going to need to be figuring that out as quickly as possible. I want to connect with my family, and I want to connect with my friends more. I don't know how long I just went on those 10 things, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, kind of 10 things that I wrote down here, but every day I need to be connecting with those things, and I need to do them to the fullest extent every day. In red here, these are the difficulties I have for these things. Number one, I said it's hard to know how much time goes where. Right now I'm spending 30 minutes a day on Duolingo. Today I actually spent 40 minutes on Duolingo because it's easy and I get sucked in. But, as my life evolves, that's a lot of time to spend every single day on it. And realistically, my mom, she speaks Korean, and I try to, bounce some things off to her. But, maybe in the future I should probably spend 20 minutes a day or something, or 10 minutes a day when things get busier. But, just the struggle of knowing how much time should I put where, and what's the right amount for the life I want to live is impossible to know right now. That's why I'm putting my schedule so strictly in time, it's to the minute on a lot of things. And then I'll go back through and I'll write in what I actually did, because it's hard to just do 2 minutes of something because you said you're going to do 2 minutes of something. Sometimes you do more, and so I want to know what those things are like, and I can assess in a week or two how did this actually fit in my life. Was it what I needed this week? My next red thing I have here is what's my fatigue like? Emotional fatigue. I gotta go teach kids for 3 hours after this, and there's real teachers. There are school teachers who are doing this all day. The most respect to them. I did my student teaching in an elementary school, kindergarten through 3rd grade. I understand that kids can be a lot, and when you're seeing 300 of them, if you're a music teacher or a gym teacher or whatever, you gotta have emotional energy for all those kids. And I want to have the energy for that. I want to have the energy for my girlfriend. I want to have the energy for my mom and dad. I want to have the energy for the rest of my family, for my friends, and for myself. And so I have to be honest with my schedule, with myself, so that way I can build in, the time to gain that energy back. Finally, what's reasonable to expect from myself? Is it reasonable to expect that in 2 years I'm going to play the same quality of music as, this band that I was in that was better pound for pound than me? In 2 years, can I ascend to that level? Who knows? I don't know if that's reasonable. A year from now, I don't know if that's reasonable. Probably not. But if I'm not reasonable about what to expect, I'll get in the dirt about myself, and I'll bury myself when I should just accept that I'm doing the right thing. Which is funny, because the next thing I wrote down was in blue. It says, I know I'm doing the right thing. That is the biggest plus. I don't know if I'm doing it the right amount or the specifics or anything like that, but I know that I'm doing the right thing by scheduling my life, by reflecting on my life, and looking honestly at the life that I'm living versus the life that I want to have. The next blue thing, doing the right thing will get easier. So I've noticed as I've scheduled these things, like I have fallbacks. So maybe one day I didn't schedule my day prior. I know that the first thing I'm going to do today might be Duolingo or whatever it might be at the workplace after I get done with the actual work stuff. But yeah, all these things will get easier, and they'll probably get faster too. So that means there's more room to do the right thing. And there's less emotional toll from having to do the right thing. Yeah. In red here, as I was writing stuff down too, I said, seeing people from my past reminds me of my previous failures, my younger failures. I was in my hometown this past weekend, and I saw some people that I played in my high school music group with. And some of those people know, just a lot of the dumb stuff I've done in my life and shitty stuff I've done because it was high school. And some of those people don't have, the best thoughts of me because, I did shitty things. And, it can be hard because now I want to look at my life from the things that I'm doing right. Obviously, this was 10 years ago, a lot of the mistakes I made. But it still sucks, seeing people and knowing that they don't actually want to engage with you because of something that happened 10 years ago. And that, the failures of your past will follow you into the future. But I know that lesson now, and I can't do anything about, the people who don't like me or who have given up on me or whatever, and so I've got to let it go. And that's the last thing. I'm not going to think of the Frozen song, but it is written in blue. I'm thinking of the Frozen song. Okay, well, for writing down the first thing as having difficulty figuring out what to talk about, currently this video is 18 minutes long, and it's my longest one, I think. So I think I did pretty well for not knowing what to talk about. And I feel good. So yeah, that's about it. It's now 1:50 p.m. Eastern something time. And yeah, I hope if you watched this video that you are thinking something about your life. Hope you have a good one. See you next time. Bye-bye.